We're going for auto sequence start. T minus 31 seconds. And we're going for auto sequence start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes. Un, deux.
You're singing your favorite song?
Sur Sentier Battu, je dansais la cha-cha pendant que mes laitiers me faisaient des matchas. J'ai toujours PGM et mes combats. Number one everyday sur Brawal.
He's a rapper! You're a rapper! Yes. Hello, hello.
Hello.
DJ, artist, and the rapper.
Yeah, of course. Rapper especially.
Thank you for the beautiful set. It was an amazing experience. And you're here with us in Prague for the first time. You're not from here. Where are you from?
I'm from Zurich.
Is it actually where you were born?
No. I'm born in Sierre, a small city in the mountains of Switzerland.
But you moved. Why did you move?
For the study first, and then I stayed for the people.
So you have like a nice community there?
Yeah, I would say so. Super active. A bit like I get similar vibes in Prague, to be honest, which is cool.
Okay, that's nice. We're gonna go deeper into that later, but I don't know if everybody knows what is your name.
My name is Hanil Jeong. That's my Korean name, but my real name is Charles Hanil.
So you have two names. And which one do you use for the DJing?
The DJing is Hanil Jeong, my Korean first name and Korean second name, and my corporate name is Charles.
Corporate name, we like this. And this question I already asked, and it's a very hard question for people to answer. I don't know why, but if you didn't have those names, they don't exist, then how would you call yourself based on how your music, like based on this experience?
For a DJ, I would probably pick a joke as a name, like DJ something joke, but as a producer, something serious. I wouldn't know what, but I would separate the two worlds.
Okay, so people don't know that it's you, that it's the same person.
Yeah, this would be cool, I think.
And this is very nice that you're saying, because you're a DJ but also a producer, and as we talked about, you mostly play only your songs, right? Like your produced songs?
When I DJ, I play whatever, mostly video game music, but not necessarily music I produce. It's more when I perform live, then it's mostly samples, personal productions, or things I did, yeah.
Okay, and what came first? Did you first get into the producing or the DJing?
First was into DJing, I think it was 2017. My friend Diego was constantly showing me boiler rooms back in the days when they were kind of like 1,000 or 2,000 views, and I was looking at this and I was like, I need to do this. So it got me into music, and then I started producing a year later, I think.
Okay, so the boiler room got you into DJing, but I've heard that you actually quite like video games, yes, and that's why it all started. So you like the music from the video games, which is very interesting. I don't know much about video games, and maybe you can tell me, some like basic person with about the music from video games.
Well, I'd say, like, for many people my age, at least for me, my first encounter to music was video games when I was a very young kid. So racing games, drum and bass, liquid drum and bass, house from Japan, things like this. And it drove me crazy, to be honest. I wouldn't describe my parents to be like extremely into music, so I kind of got myself into music. And video game was my entry, and then I started downloading music on my father's computer. I started with, I remember, Justice, Daft Punk, and all this bromance headbanger scene from 2012-11, and that's how I got into music. But it always struck me because I didn't have inputs, but I still wanted it so much. Download it, get it, dig it, yeah.
So you didn't know from which side you wanna like bite it, but you are like very interested in it. But you also like to play, right? Like the video games. So, but now would you say the music like overcame the love for the playing, or no?
Yeah, Definitely. I think I don't play so much since I studied game design, and it's something I lost a bit. I think it was too much video games. But like for example, now I mostly know video games through their music. Some video games I don't even know their visuals or whatever. I just want to listen to the music.
So, if you could live in one of the video games, but like looking at it only from the music perspective from the game, then which one would you choose?
Probably Outrun or one of these retro racing game where you just drive endlessly and have a cool liquid drum and bass track.
Okay, this is nice. Now we have to do one thing. You have to eat one potato.
Okay.
And with the ASMR noise. So, wait. I'm gonna feed it. You take it. Potato. Guacamole. There's guacamole. Is it good?
It's amazing though. Really good.
Now you will not be able to talk because your, saliva will fall. Okay, let's continue the interview. So we know how you started, but now tell me, when you prepare for things like this, for playing, like how do you choose? Because it's not so obvious. Like okay, video games, but how do you? What is your process in preparing for playing?
I think my process in music is a bit of a mix of generating things and sampling things, mostly from video games, obviously, but I don't really have this track process. I'm somehow really struggle to make tracks. I'm more into soundscape, sound design, and things like this, and so the generative part is, for example, with Ableton, I'll try to create rules and algorithms that generates melodies, drums automatically, and I try to put on top of these rules where it doesn't get too messy. So for example, it's gonna generate a melody that is in a key and restricted like this, or the drum is gonna be that messy or that not messy, and then as you could see when I was playing, I have some effects that I just activate, but I don't exactly know what's gonna happen. If it's gonna take the drum, change the pitch suddenly, but I don't know at what moment, and I just play with this. I just put everything together and see what's happening, and that's something I love. So a lot of randomness, which is also somewhat related to video game. The games I usually play are games where you have systemic systems that intertwine each other, and you never know what's happening or what to expect.
But this is something you explore on your own, right? Because in your studies, like it's game design, but does it also cover the music side of it?
It did, but not so much. I would say sound design in general is a bit under scoped. People see, I think we don't put enough emphasis in sound design, but in everything, not just video games, also in movies or anything interactive. Yeah.
Okay. So now, this is what you do now, but do you think this can be like your future, like only thing that like, gives you money? Because you also do art. You talked about, not here because you don't see the backstage, but you talked about the bachelor thesis, right? And it's a big, big project for you. So you're going in many different like artistic directions. So what do you think will lead your like professional, like getting money?
Well, this is the dream of every artist, I think, to be able to make enough money through your art. But I would say, like, for the moment, my projects don't really bring money. And at the same time, if it never does, well, that's just how it is. I don't want to start making it into something that is a stress for me. I mean, it is, but in a way that I still do whatever I want and have something next to it that allows me to have this independence. And like for example, in the future I would keep making audiovisual experiences like Riceboy Dreams, where I'm using game technologies to leverage a soundscape with a visual and sort of an interaction. This is what really drives me, I think.
So maybe we're gonna link this work of yours also down here. Click here. It's gonna be down. Okay, that's interesting. And if the money wasn't any issue and you could like travel, you could do whatever you want, what would you change in your life? But it cannot be like I would win a lottery. I don't know. Like it has to be something that you want to do, but maybe something is stopping you.
I would probably live 1 year, so like every year I would change my location. I would start by Kyoto though.
So we've heard also that you fell in love with that country. So can you say something about that?
I mean, last summer, first time in Japan, first time visiting my family there, and since I'm back I just feel homesick for a country that is not my home, but yeah, there was just something in Japan that attracts me a lot. In the way of living, the way they process things, the way they interpret or try to create art, and the way they're driven to do things is just so special.
This is nice, very nice, and they're also very fashionable. And you have to show very closely to all our cameras that you have painted nails. This is fashion.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So this is something new. You told me you're more like a shy, more introvert, right, person. So you express yourself through these media also, but tell me something about your image. How you look like shows to people like, what do you want to say through it? I see the nails and I see your very like toned down colors and very like, cool, mysterious, vibes.
I would say my shyness is something I'm trying to fight, because I actually like it when I always felt comfortable around someone who's a bit more extra than me. It just really puts you very comfortable, and I feel like at some point in my life my shyness really stopped me from achieving some of my goals, and I'm still working on it obviously, and it's doing great, but yeah, I think just being able to talk with people, approach people, being in a situation like right now, where I just came in Prague alone and met all of you, and it's amazing, it's super sweet, thanks for everything. Like, I think this is something I would have been unable to do a couple of years before.
Wow, so this is progress, amazing, that's great. And you have us to cook for you, amazing, a wife of 10. Okay, that's great. And now tell me something about your past. So, wait, can I check? Because I forgot. Is that a problem? No, it's not a problem. Oh, I know, okay. So, already a lot of like this stuff, but what is, if you could learn something overnight and it can be whatever you want, what would you like to learn?
I would, one of the things in music that I don't have is I don't play any instruments. And I feel like this is something that is stopping me in a way in my flow to create melodies or things like this. And I would just get to know how to play an instrument.
And which one?
The cane. It's like this big harmonica. This is one of my, I would love that. Or like piano, classic.
This is very crazy. Usually people say piano, guitar, and this is normal, but this is crazy. That's nice. Okay, and I also heard you like vinyls, right? And your collection, you would like to expand it and all of it. And you've ever tried like taking also the music from the samples from there and not from video games only?
Yeah, I do a lot. I have a lot of anime vinyls, and most of my anime samples come from that, basically.
Super nice. Okay, next question. So, I wanted to also ask you, because of this shy personality, and that's why I was like asking before if you dance while you DJ, because do you feel like while being a performer here, you're really like a performer, your personality changes when you're playing, and then when you come off, you're back to you?
No, I don't feel like I have a different personality when I play. I don't know, maybe. Do I?
Do you feel more confident?
Yeah, I feel like now I just move however I feel like moving. I try not to add too much or not do whatever. I think the way I moved is the way I move when I rehearse alone in my room.
And when you play, like, what is your ideal, vibe around you? Like, are the people dancing? Are the people laying on the ground and listening to you? Like, what is that it's in your head?
I guess it depends on the vibe, but if we have to take the context into account, I would say that this play we just had before is amazing. Like, yeah.
That's really nice. It's really nice. I think everybody, especially I felt that in your sets, that everybody is feeling it totally differently. Somebody was moving super slow, somebody was super fast, and it was very nice. It was a super nice experience. And you're doing so much. You're like, like in all of those things. But what is one thing that is getting you excited the most that's going to happen soon in the future?
I want to open a record label. The name is probably going to be Vitamin Sun. And my goal is to collaborate with artists and start at first with tape releases. But yeah, my goal would be to work with an artist and bring a collaboration together to a releasable form of something with sound. And so also work with a visual artist, a musician, and yeah, release something.
This is super nice. And you are a person who likes to work with other people, or are you very like one side, your mindset?
I like to work with other people on stuff that are not from me.
Okay.
I love to collaborate, I love to work on a game or whatever, but I have to admit when a project is personal, I struggle to open it. I have a very strict vision. That is something I also need to work on. But yeah, it's a bit hard to collaborate with people, but I love working on something else with someone.
That's nice. And this record label you would be doing, obviously collaborating with people, and it's already happening, yes?
No, it's.
That's great.
I think it's like the first time I talk about it to lots of people.
Always fresh tea, Interzona, check us out. That's super nice. Okay, I think it was nice, very nice talking to you. I hope the potato was nice. We can take a walk around the kitchen.
Yeah.
How did you like the interview?
Amazing. Thank you. Very good.
Yes, thank you. This is the whole kitchen. We've walked through it. Okay, now we're gonna try all of the food that's here. There is food here, and we're gonna try it.
Perfect. See you in the next one.
Yes. Mwah.